Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of Hunting the Fish podcast. I am your host, Hunter Coy, coming to you live once again from my weight room. Last week we did our introduction video, and we basically gave you all the gist of who I am, what I do, and a little bit into my life. And moving forward, seeing how we did the introduction, this week we're actually going to do a topic, and then we're going to do a different topic, or at least try to, every other week moving forward. This particular topic, I had 7 days to think about, and I decided literally at the last minute what I was going to do this topic on. And it is going to be my passion, my hobby, and my favorite activity. And that is lifting weights. I got into weightlifting all the way back in 2007, shortly after the passing of my grandmother. I had a friend of mine from high school staying with me and my parents at the time. And growing up, I was a real scrawny kid. Scrawny-er than I am now. And we basically, it got to a point where we would throw me mini celebrations for any time that I hit a significant milestone in my weight. We did 75 pounds, 80, 90, 97, and then we hit a really big one once I hit 100, the summer that I turned 15. And it wasn't until March of 2007, after the passing of my grandmother, that this friend moved in with me. And I had just started working with my dad. My dad owned a scrap metal company called Paul's Scrap It All. And I realized that even with as small as I was pretty strong. And this friend of mine said to me, "You ever thought about lifting weights?" And I said, "Well, I'm really big into wrestling, and I know that wrestlers, that's pretty much what they do, is they live, breathe, eat, and sleep lifting." And obviously growing up, I had my idols, from the movie world and stuff like that. Arnold Schwarzenegger was obviously the top guy. And I actually went as far as writing him a letter and sent it to him. Not sure if he ever received it, but obviously this was almost 20 years ago, so if he hasn't replied to it by now, no harm done, I guess. But obviously Arnold Schwarzenegger, growing in his prime, which to this day he still is, was a pretty big guy. And when my dad was doing his scrap metal job, he actually found me some weights. Now, mind you, this was back, before the steel weights were a little bit more popular. No, actually, what my dad found me was these weights. Now, these are basically concrete blocks with a plastic finish on them. And this one in particular is 14.3 pounds. Yes, they make those. Now, obviously, weights have been around for like 100 years, ranging from being manufactured to people making their own weights. When I started my weightlifting journey back in 2009, I didn't really have that many resources to work out. Once I took the idea from this friend and decided that weightlifting was a good thing for me to do, all I had was a pile of weights. I think I had one bar that was like this big. And I had a couple of these weight bars. I think I had like 2 of them. But I didn't have anything significant. I didn't have a bench. I didn't have any barbells except for the one that I used the small bar for. I didn't have my total gym. I didn't have anything. So I had to use what I had to my advantage. And it stuck with me for tons of years. I'm actually going into my 17th year of lifting weights. And it's weird how it works because when I started lifting weights all the way back in 2007, I never thought that it was going to become a passion for me. And it's more than just a passion. It's a hobby for me. I mean, for those of you who have seen me out in public or have watched my videos, obviously you can tell. Got a little bit of muscle to me, but I'm not huge. I'm currently sitting at 162 pounds, and most of it is muscle. But for one of my New Year's resolutions, this year, I decided that I was going to. Well, actually, hold on. Let me, back up a little bit because I'm getting ahead of myself. Once I realized that weightlifting was going to be a passion for me, I got a lot more serious about it. I started doing research, started actually, once I started working, and was able to, I decided I was going to buy my own weights, and I was also going to buy my own equipment over the years. As far as my research, I did what any other kid would have done as far as his weights and his weightlifting passion. And I pretty much, I started buying magazines. I started buying books. I got a weightlifting, well, actually, it's not even a weightlifting DVD. It's actually a WWE DVD, but it is a WWE workout DVD. And I got to, over the years, hold on a second. Are you going to bed, mister? Good night. Bye. Kids going to bed. Over the years, I got the materials that I needed to make weightlifting more than just a passion for me. I actually thought about doing it as a career, actually getting into bodybuilding contests. But over the years, I've had a lot of health issues. And I've had a couple spells where I've had to temporarily retire from weightlifting due to injuries or health issues. And as soon as I picked it back up, it was almost like I never left. So once I started doing my research, like I said, I bought books, I bought DVDs, I bought my own equipment. I did everything that I could to make weightlifting more than just a passion for me. Well, actually, more than just a hobby. I made it into a passion. And I am pretty proud of myself as to how far I've come with my weightlifting. Because even to this day, as I enter my 32nd year on this planet, I still think about the opportunity of competing professionally. Whether it actually happens or not, that's a different story. I would like to, just to see my progress. Maybe one thing will lead to another, and it'll actually go somewhere in the future. A lot of the greats out there, as far as like the weightlifting, bodybuilding world, they're still doing it. Well into their 50s, 60s, and 70s. I mentioned in the beginning of the video, Arnold Schwarzenegger, touted by many as the greatest bodybuilder of all time, with a total of 7 Mr. Olympia championships. And there's so many other names that I could mention. Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, Flex Wheeler, Dorian Yates, the reigning Mr. Olympia, Derek Lunsford, Hadi Chupin, Phil Heath, just to name a few, and the list goes on. I mean, like I said, when I started doing my research, even to this day, when I've kind of gotten to a point where bodybuilding and weightlifting for me isn't just a passion or just a hobby. It is a passion and a hobby because it is both for me. I work out 6 times a day, and depending on the day of the week, I do anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour and 10 minutes, or whatever I can squeeze in on a day. Like I said, depending on my schedule. And it's usually sweat inducing. I will admit, there are times when I don't get the chance to do a full workout that I'm intending to. Like when I'm pulling a double, I have a couple minutes in between the two shifts, and I just, free ball it. Um, the other day, I think it was Thursday, I was sitting in my car waiting for my fiance to get out of her job, and I literally just sat in my car and, just started, doing some free curls. I did some seated shoulder shrugs in my car. And believe it or not, with what I was doing, I did actually get a pump. And, I spent like 20 some minutes doing my workout. Luckily, I had just gotten lunch from Burger King and had some food right there next to me that I could eat, so that I got that nutrition afterwards. But like I said, it all depends on your schedule. Some of the greats out there, nothing against any of them. Obviously, they are my idols, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have even thought about ever being a weightlifter. But a lot of the greats out there didn't particularly have full-time jobs. They basically relied on their bodybuilding career, we'll say, to finance themselves. But they still had things that they had to do. Some of them had families to take care of. Some of them had meet and greets. Some of them had appearances, conferences. And don't get me wrong, there is a few out there, bodybuilders, that actually did have full-time jobs in their weightlifting career. Shortly after he got started bodybuilding anyways, Arnold Schwarzenegger became an actor. And mind you, being an actor obviously he's a multi-millionaire with his acting and bodybuilding career, and the former governor of California. But that's beside the point. He was making movies, traveling, all this other stuff. He had time to go to the gym. Between his movies, between appearances, conferences, stuff like that, he had time to go to the gym and spend 1, 2, 3 hours in the gym. And obviously he could also afford to go home and, eat 5, 6, 7 times a day. A lot of bodybuilders usually do. I'm not really that lucky, because granted, I have a sustainable income. I can eat a few times a day, 3 to 4, if I'm lucky. And I don't particular. I used to buy supplements, but I decided to quit using those last summer, and said I was going to ride out the rest of the year and see how I could do without the supplements. Obviously, still drink protein shakes once a day if I can. If I am able to do a workout at home, protein shake after my workout once a day. There's people out there who drink 2 protein shakes a day, drink 3 protein shakes a day, or just drink a protein shake for nutrition and as a meal filler. That's not my thing. There's guys out there, wake up in the morning, protein shake with their breakfast. Do a workout, get to the afternoon, lunchtime, protein shake. Do another workout, second one of the day, dinner time, protein shake. I could do that. I just choose not to. Obviously, because I wouldn't say protein powder is expensive. It's about $20 for an a tub of protein, depending on what you're buying. Me personally, I go with 6 Star Nutrition. Um, I can buy it at either the local pharmacies or Walmart. And like I said, 20 to 25 bucks for a container of protein. Usually lasts me 2 or 3 months. Um, Depending on if I have a protein every day. Being as I did just start my new regimen this year of working out 6 days a week, I'm probably gonna go through protein powder a little bit faster. So I'm hoping that I can make my protein powder last until the following Tuesday, when I get paid. Then I'll be able to buy more. If not, I have plenty of food in my house that I can just eat, um, to get my protein. Because the one thing about weightlifting is nutrition is the most important thing. You have to eat for the body that you want. And when it comes to me eating, um, I do what everybody calls a dirty bulk. I pretty much eat whatever I want, and I put on a little bit of weight, but not a lot. I don't put on, pounds at a time. As a matter of fact, back in, I think it was December, I went to the doctors and found out that since the last time I've been to the doctors, I put on 10 pounds. And I was actually pretty proud of myself because, as I told you in the beginning, I was always a scrawny kid. I still deal with weight issues because I still have that fast metabolism, and I don't put on weight as fast as much as many people do. Um, so like I said, I'm sitting at 162 pounds, and before that, I had dropped all the way down to 152, because I was dealing with a lot of stress, in my personal and professional life. I had periods where I wasn't eating a lot, and I was basically a workaholic, which I kind of still am. But I'd maybe eat like 1 or 2 times a day, 3 if I was lucky, and then that would be it. As far as my workouts, I pretty much got to a point with everything else that was going on that I would pretty much spend 10 to 30 minutes doing a workout, and then I'd be done, and then I'd go get food. And now that the holidays are over and I'm not under so much stress, I can actually, focus on other things that are important to me, like my family, my wife and my kid, my weightlifting, my job, myself, moving forward with my future, and, um, just taking things step by step, to work towards my ultimate goal. What is that? I don't know yet, but obviously it is a baby step process for what I'm trying to achieve. So, in the closing moments of this video, now this is something I don't normally do because when I do these videos, normally when people do videos, unless you're like a really popular YouTuber, you usually sit down at a chair or on the floor or something, and you just stay there for like the whole video. This particular video, and maybe a couple more in the future, depending on how things go from here on out. Um, I'm actually going to walk you guys around my weight room, which if you remember in my last video, I basically designated this place the jungle because this is where I come to beat my body up and I just want to reflect to you guys how I have come to progress over the last 17 years from the scrawny 105-pound kid that only had a pile of plates to the 162-pound 31-year-old that has made bodybuilding a passion. So, forgive the clutter. Obviously, this isn't just my weight room, but primarily it is. Here, we have my dumbbells. I'm currently in the process of getting a rack for them so that they aren't just cluttered. Obviously, you can see they're in a laundry basket, but also, future, I might be moving my weight room to a different room in the house. I still have to think about that though, because there are some things that I would like to get to expand, um, my workout regimens to be able to do more things. So, as you can see here, I'm trying to point them out for you. I have, at one point, I had almost every dumbbell imaginable, at least of the neoprenes, which are these ones right here. This is what they call neoprene weights. They are basically, let's see, what are they made of? I don't know what they're made of. I, basically they're made of neoprene, but they are basically a sleeve over a steel weight, and I guess it gives you a better grip on them. But I have a ton of those, and I have 1, 3, 4, 6, or no, I'm sorry. I have 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10-pound dumbbells. And not too long ago, I also had 12, 15, and 20-pound dumbbells. But I actually gave those to my brother so that he could get back into his workout as well. As I stated, I'm going to get myself a rack so that it's easier for me to grab those so that they aren't hanging out on the floor and there's less clutter. But that's also going to be based on whether or not I decide to move my weight room to another room in the house, and then we'll obviously plan on that going forward. Also, over here, I have my bench. I actually bought this in the summer of 2021, I believe. Cost me $82 at Walmart. Walmart actually had a sale on it, and luckily, I believe it came with this bar right here. Because I believe my parents got rid of the other bar that I had, or I did. So I'm glad that this one came with it. As you can see, it's got this rack on it so that you can do your chest press. You can also do you can actually also move these because there's a thing on the back that they latch to, and there is 4 of these holes that you can adjust the weight to do different exercises depending on what you feel like, and they're obviously on both sides. Um, at the beginning of this year, I decided to up my weight to 40 pounds. Mind you, this bench, the whole thing, well, actually, the top of the bench itself holds it. Well, actually, I think the bar itself holds up to 300 pounds. So I could basically use all of my plates on this bar and it won't break. Um, because my and I were actually doing the math, and I think I have 286 pounds worth of plates in my weight room. Obviously, I hope to get more than that in the future, but we'll see. So you can do your chest press, or you can just take this off the bar, and you can do deadlifts, you can do presses, and obviously it also has this bench on it, obviously, that you lay on. And if you notice here, this bar is also adjustable to 3 levels of inclination. So I have it at the highest setting because of how I do my bench presses. But if you take this side out, you can actually, let's see if I can hold this up with one hand. You can actually take this bar out and move it to one of the other 3 holes. And then it locks into place in the back, just like these ones do. And then you can have it all the way down. And then you can do what they call a flat incline bench press. I haven't done any of those yet, but tomorrow is Monday, so maybe I will try them out. Also on this bench, it came with a leg extension. So unfortunately, this leg extension, because it is only a steel bar, can only hold up to 50 pounds. Right now I have 8, 10, 28, 35, or 30. I have 30.5 pounds on this. And this is basically where you can do all your, well, not all of your leg exercises, but you can do leg curls, you can do calf curls, which are very painful. And if you're feeling spunky, you can also grab it and you can do curls with it. From whatever angle you're sitting. Mind you, I've only ever sat on this and done curls. I've never done curls from the front, but again, maybe I'll try that out in the coming week. We also have this yoga mat. Now, I will be perfectly honest with you. I do not know where this yoga mat came from. It ended up in my first apartment when I moved to Owego, so I definitely know it's mine. And it's just literally been sitting around for like almost 5 years. And I still haven't used it yet, but I was actually talking to somebody the other day that since I was talking to my brother. I told him that since I have that yoga mat, maybe I'll feel a little froggy and incorporate some yoga into my workouts. Moving forward, we have my 2 kettlebells. Now, basically what these are is they are dumbbells with handles. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Hunter. Well, it actually does. Because basically a kettlebell has a poundage of weights to it with the handle, and there are a ton of exercises you can do with a kettlebell. I currently have a 10 and a 15 pound. I did have a 5, but I think I gave it to my brother and he got rid of it. But there are other kettlebells out there that range anywhere from 2, I think, all the way up to 120 pounds, I think is the biggest one I've ever seen. Over there in the corner, I have my medicine ball, which was actually one of the weight equipments that I bought by accident. For those of you who are familiar with the store, when the Bonton was closing in Johnson City, they had a sale. Obviously, they were clearing out the store for everything, and I found that medicine ball, and it was only priced for like $3.99. I couldn't pass that up, obviously, because I was getting into my fitness really well. And I bought it, kept it in the box for like 3 months, and then one day I just decided I was going to open it, try it out, see what it was. Now, a medicine ball is basically for working your abs. And I will be perfectly honest with you, since I've owned that medicine ball, I've maybe used it twice. Just because I'm not the type of person that uses those kind of things, but obviously, you know, I wanted to buy it. It's for fitness, and I would have rather bought it than not have bought it, because eventually I probably will start using that. As soon as I figure out why I want to use it. But medicine balls are handy for lots of other things. Obviously, you can do crunches with it. You can do sit-ups with it. You can do ab twists with it. Or if you are a recovering or if you are recovering from a surgery, they use medicine balls for all sorts of things. For mobility, for strength. All the time I see it used for WWE athletes who have like shoulder surgeries, ankle surgeries, knee surgeries, stuff like that. They're really handy. So, to be honest with you, I don't know why I haven't used it that much, but I should probably start using it. Also, over here in the corner is my biggest dumbbell that I have, and I believe on that particular bar is 30 pounds. Yes, there is 30 pounds on that bar in the corner. That is my biggest barbell. Unfortunately, I do not have another bar that I can put another set of... Actually, I do not have any more of those weight plates that I can put on, even if I did have another bar. So I'm kind of stuck with that one. In its current state, I've only used that a few times, just because, with only having one, kind of defeats the purpose of using it. So hopefully in the future I can come across another bar and more of these plates. These are actually vinyl plates. I think they're filled with sand and concrete to a certain poundage. As you guys, I don't know if you guys can tell, but those are 7.5 pounds. These ones are 2.5 pounds. And they actually came in a set of 40 pounds, which I bought 2 of. And for some reason, I lost the other bar. If I ever find it, I will definitely use it. Right next to it, I have my recently upgraded 20-pound weights. I think that's what those are. Yeah. Are they? 15. Yeah, these are, I have two 20-pound weights. Obviously, because they are dumbbells, I use them for everything. I do curls, I do shoulder shrugs, I do raises, I do deadlifts, pretty much everything with those. This little fella down here is my 10-pound. Yeah, this one is my 10-pound dumbbell. Um, he was basically the runt of the litter because he was what was left over, and because of the fact that I did not want an extra bar sitting around with nothing on it, I decided to put those on it, and I use it for a quick workout if I want to do like tricep extensions, or if I just want to do like a quick set of bicep curls or something like that. That is what he comes in handy for. Now, over here, as I pointed out earlier, are all of my plates. And recently, I sorted them out by poundage. So right here, we have all of my 8-pound weights. Well, actually, the one at the top is an 8-pound. The ones underneath it are 8.8. Those three right here are 14.3. The ones next to it are my 10 pounds. The metal ones next to them are the 5 pounds. And the ones on the end, the black ones, are the 2.5 and 5 pounds. Eventually, also, I plan on getting a what do I plan on getting? I plan on getting a weight rack for those, also so that they are not on the floor, so that it is easier for me to utilize them and also save space. Over there in the tote, believe it or not, I'll tell you guys a short story. That tote, I don't know why I keep flipping my camera. That tote right there is the original tote that my dad gave to me the first time he gave me weights. And there was actually, I can't even remember how many there was in it, but there was a ton of these 14.3 pound weights and a ton of those 8.8 pound weights. And over the years, I actually decided I was going to sell some of them to make some extra money. And I had a guy buy them for boat anchors and gave me $80 for 100 pounds of weights, which I thought was a pretty good deal. But that tote right there, I decided to keep it as appreciation to my dad for giving me the idea of keeping my weights in it. And believe it or not, that tote right there has gone with me the last 4 places that I've lived at. And I just keep I keep my extra stuff in it, which we'll actually go over and look at now. So yes, I still use it for weight stuff, and I will probably always use it for weight stuff if I need to. Right here, we have my push-up bars, which obviously I use for push-ups, dips, and sometimes I'll actually curl those, even though they literally don't weigh anything, but still get a pump from them. This thing right here is my little pulley thing. It has these cables. I actually just remembered I think they can come out. But I decided to keep all 3 of them on there so that I had the maximum amount of weight. And I basically do my bicep curls my tricep extensions on them, and I can also do deadlifts on them. But basically, I stand on these foot pedals here, and I basically use my own body as resistance to um to do a certain type of workout. Also in this little box of tricks, I have my arm bands, and I have more plates. Look at that. Hold on a second, let me pick these up here real quick. In this drawer here, we have some more weight equipment. We have elbow wraps still in the package. Haven't used them yet. Not sure if I'm ever going to, but maybe I will. I have leg weights. I have hand grips, which I've been looking for those for a long time. I need to start using those. I have more hand grips. Not sure how to... These are actually finger grips, but I haven't figured out how to use them yet. I have more leg weights than I know what the heck to do with. And still processing the year. We're only the 7th day into January, so I'm still trying to figure out how to incorporate those into my workouts also. Over here, actually for Christmas, my mom bought me these weight gloves because the pair that I had are on their way out. And these are called Gorilla Grips. They are fingerless. They are... not sure what they're made of. They're non-latex, non-rubber. Oh, they're nylon. So, these are actually very tight, but for my workouts, that's kind of what they need to be. Also over here on this table, I have my PlayStation 3 controller, a wrestling book. I have a Fitness for Dummies book that I was given. I have a Men's Health Big Book of Exercises, which I reference frequently so that I can, re-educate myself when needed to, different workouts. Right here, because it is also a passion of mine, I have a WWE Superstar workout charts. This actually came with a set of, or actually a WWE magazine, which I still have, and it features 4 WWE superstars doing their workouts. It features Dolph Ziggler talking about abs, John Cena doing arms, Ryback doing shoulders, and Randy Orton doing legs. And when I get to a position where I can actually put up posters, these posters will these are actually supposed to be posters, but if I ever actually do get a weight room, these will be hanging up so that I can reference them every, time I need to. But that's also in the future. Sorry, I'm tired. This is actually the exercise guides for the push-up bars that I showed you. Obviously, you can do straight leg push-ups, straight leg wide push-ups, and straight leg dips. You can also do bent leg push-ups, bent leg wide, and bent leg dips. So with those push-up bars, with those push-up bars, you can do 6 different workouts. Not bad for only paying $8 for it. This fitness bar, or this workout pamphlet or whatever the hell it's called, actually went to a push down bar that I had bought and recently scrapped because I never used it because it was annoying. It actually squeaked a lot when I used it, but this is actually a good thing for me to reference whenever I need to, just because it tells you like different workouts you can do and like day and week workout calendar. So I'm actually pretty glad I decided to keep this. And maybe I will reference it in the future also. As I stated, I have a bunch of workout magazines. Obviously, I am a huge fan of Muscle and Fitness. As a matter of fact, if I can ever find, well, actually, they do have a website. If I could get a bunch of old copies of Muscle and Fitness magazines just for the referencing of the workouts, I would do it in a heartbeat. This particular one I had to buy, even at the solid price of $6.99, which actually isn't that expensive, because it has WWE superstars Triple H and Stephanie McMahon on it. Obviously, Muscle and Fitness has a lot of things on the inside. It has a lot of it has recipes. It has supplements in it. It has workouts. You know, it tells stories about stuff. It's just, you know, there for reference. This particular one has 50 cents on it. I'm pretty sure Chris gave me this one. But, you know, again, it's Muscle and Fitness. Kind of have to have it. Iron Man workout. This one I bought on accident because I was just getting started. Well, I can't say just getting started, but it was like 10 years into my workout career workout career, and I decided to buy this magazine for the workout. For the workouts, I should say, and for the stories and stuff like that. Again, this also has supplements in it. It has stories that you can read about like other people, you know, and it's just a good, just a good magazine to have. Again, if I could find some of these magazines and just have them laying around just for reference and also have the time to sit down and read them, I would do it in a heartbeat. Now, this right here is also something very special to me. When I was still living with them, my parents actually found me these. I think they found them either in an attic or they found them at a yard sale. And this is a program called Universal Bodybuilding. And these are actually lessons that, you know, they have workouts in them. And I'm pretty sure I have all of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing number 5. But there is 12 lessons. Across like 6 books. Mind you, the books aren't, you know, very long. They're like, I don't know, maybe 10 pages long for each lesson. But these were my first, I guess you could say, workout magazines. And obviously, just like the rest of these magazines here, I do reference them quite often for when I need a refresher course on, my workouts. But these obviously, like I said, are very special to me because they were my first workout magazines. I keep them because they are so special to me. If I could ever find new copies of them, I would like to get them. But I'm pretty sure that they stopped doing these quite a few years ago because they are old. That's actually why I keep them in a Barnes & Noble bag, so that they don't deteriorate any more than they already are. And last but not least, is about my multi-gym that I have. This was actually given to me by a very close friend of mine, who said that she was giving it from a friend and she never used it. And I had it up in one of my apartments for a while, and then I took it down and was unable to use it because I didn't have a door strong enough to use it. And now that I actually do have a door strong enough, I try to use it at least 3 or 4 times a week during my workouts. And obviously, with the pulleys that are on it, you can do a wide range of workouts. Obviously, you can do pull downs, you can do chest presses, you can do bicep curls, tricep extensions. You can actually use those ones down there for your legs as well. You can do like leg extensions and stuff like that. Or if you're feeling really gutsy, you can actually sit down on the floor either with these or without, and you can also work on your abs as well. When the friend gave me this, there actually was a bag to it, that you could keep it in when you weren't using it. And there was also a workout guide to it that showed you everything that you could do. And there was actually 15 different workouts for that particular machine that you could do, which I think is amazing. Um, I'm not much for working out my legs. I do like one leg workout a day if I'm lucky, but it's amazing to have. It's also come in handy if I need to do a quick set, because with that I can get like 3 or 4 workouts done in like a 10-15 minute period. Um, Last thing I want to show you guys for angle is this drawer right here that has all of my other leg weights in it. And as I was telling you, these are my old workout gloves. These are the gloves that I actually used for a while because I do have carpal tunnel in both of my wrists. So I was wearing these at work, I was wearing these out in public, and unfortunately they have seen better days. But I've also got my humongous leg weights in here. And like I said, I'm not much of a fan of using leg weights just because I don't really work out my legs, but they are there just in case I ever decide to use them. So I would like to end this video by saying thank you for taking this journey with me through the jungle. And maybe down the road, later this year or whenever it happens, if I do happen to move my weight room to another room and get some more equipment for it, or even better, if I got a house that I can actually have a weight room, maybe we'll come back and talk about my progress, show you the new equipment, and dive back into my world of bodybuilding. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up for a like, and I'll see you on the next trip to the pond.